You're watching the Vegas Out, and today we are taking a look at the Bobcat miner. That's right, I actually purchased one, and I was waiting since April 29th, 2021, and I received it just about, I don't know, something like 8 days ago. So with that, here's the opening of the actual box. I just want to show you that I actually got it and what it actually looks like. I'm going to talk about what it's like to have it. I'm not really going to go through the whole entire process as far as the software portion. If you guys like me to do that in the future, just let me know and I'd be happy to run through that. But for right now, I want you to see some of the things that you may not hear from other YouTubers, like what happens when you actually plug it in? What do you have to do on top of the normal stuff that they don't tell you? And with that, here we go. And I'm going to show you that I actually have the Bobcat miner actually installed. So if I put my hand on here, just so you can see for a point of reference, okay? Just to kind of give an idea of how big or how small this thing is. My impression when I first got it, it's a lot smaller, to be honest with you, than what I actually thought. Just like with everybody else, you have your power and Ethernet, and then, of course, your wire connection for your antenna. So let me kind of show you this real quick. I'm going to pull out my other phone for lighting. Maybe I could have done this a different way, but what I want to do is I want to show you this. So what most of you probably don't know is this antenna, this 4 dBi antenna that you see right here, is actually magnetic, okay? So this frame right here on my window seal is actually magnetic, and I was able to just put it right up here on the top. Okay, as you can see, there's no adhesive, there's nothing on there, and it's just sitting there. So all I did was I tried to put it as high as I could so that I could get witnesses on the other end of this. All right, so let me talk a minute about this. All right. The setup for this Bobcat miner is definitely interesting, okay? Now, if you think that you're just going to plug it in and then make it just work, that's not going to happen, okay? It's actually not as easy as using a Doge Litecoin miner, right? So like the mini miner that I have, the one from VoskCoin, it's not the same. That one is super easy to install. I'm not saying that this one is difficult at all, but this one does take a little bit of time and placement in order to make this work. So one of the things that you really need to know is, first of all, you need to try to put up the antenna high as possible as you can, okay? And so that's one of the biggest things, because it needs to see witnesses, right? So you need to be able, so that the unit itself can actually start earning coins, right? Or the most coin that it can, okay? So the second thing I had to tell you is this. Okay, so I had to get myself a different router, okay? And the reason being is because the router that I actually had was with my ISP. So the problem with my ISP router is that they are blocking everything. You need to open up ports, so be aware of that, okay? So make sure you look into that, one of the very first things you need to do. You also, so you need to allow the ports to be open so that traffic can flow to it, but at the same time, so you can actually have updates apply and be received by the actual mining rig itself. So those are very, very important things that you need to know about ahead of time. If you have trouble with your ISP router that you may be renting all the time, you may want to suggest even purchasing your own, which is what I did. I bought my Netgear router for about $180. I'll show you which one I bought. So I decided to go with this Netgear router. So it's a router and it's got Wi-Fi included. Now, I had to make sure that it was compatible with my ISP. Luckily, one of the ISP employees was there. I got this at Walmart, and then I was able to purchase this. It's pretty cool. I returned my old router. Now I don't have to pay $10 a month for the router that I was renting, which in the first place, that may very well be something that you want to try to get rid of. Now, I'm not really going to go into the GUI and showing you the placement. on a map as to where my miner is to protect my privacy. But I have to tell you, I'll tell you one thing, okay? So the Bobcat mining rig itself, in about 7 days, made me about $89, $90, somewhere around there. So $90, okay? Now, if I go in comparison, so let me go back down here to my mini Doge Litecoin miner. This guy makes me roughly somewhere about $13 to probably $17 once a week. So what I'm saying is this device here makes me a little bit over $10 a day, right? So something to really think about. So my idea in my mind is to make passive income, right? I want to stop working. Let's face it, right? And so this is also why I do YouTube. But I also want to help you guys so we can be financially free together as well. So this is what my plan is, okay? So this guy will make roughly about, let's just say about $100 a week. Okay, so let's make it $100 a week. That's $400. The unit itself will come out to about $539, somewhere around there. So basically, in less than 2 months or so, you have this paid off. And then everything after that is literally profit. And there's definitely nothing wrong with having one of these. As a matter of fact, okay, let me clarify. This makes me less money a week, but if Dogecoin and Litecoin go up, obviously I'll be making more money, right? But this thing is super quiet. I don't know if you can even hear it, but it is one of the quietest machines you'll probably ever own in terms of mining, unless you take a look at this. This literally makes no noise at all. All right. The other thing too is that I have not had to reboot this at all, but I have had to reboot the Doge Litecoin miner. So there's pros and cons, and just like and you probably heard with mining, with the machines, hey, if all I had to do is pull power, leave it off for 30 seconds or so, and then plug it back in just to make money, that's my employee. I'll just plug them back in and start making that money. And with that, guys, I need to make sure I tell you this right away. Just remember, this is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research and homework. Don't do what I do. I just want to make this informational and educational for you guys. I think it's important if you want to try to make maybe financial freedom. That's what I'm going for. So I thought, hey, why not add this on my channel to help everybody else as well? So with that, guys, thank you so much. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, the Vegas style.